right, what's up, everybody? I am Scott Smokin Silz, and welcome to the Ref Room. Yes, my partner in crime is not here with us today. I thought he was going to jump on last minute, but he got kind of tied up, so we will continue without. Today, we're going to talk about, we've got the big CCM World Invite coming up in like 2 weeks. Next week, we've got a very special show, and that's going to be, we've got a lot of people from AHI that are going to be joining us, and it's going to give you a look into AHI, like a transparent look at what they do, how they operate, and all kinds of great information I know a lot of people are looking for. So we are going to make that happen next week, and really excited about that. So with that being said, because we're doing that special show next week, we don't really have a chance to talk about the World Invite, which is our big event that's coming to Chicago fairly shortly. So what we're going to do is cover a few topics today. And the one thing that I want to cover is really like how to prepare for this. Because for a lot of you, this is probably going to be the most games that you work during the season in a weekend. You know, with a busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you could end up skating 6 or 7 games a day, realistically. Hopefully not that many, but that's usually the norm, is about 6 a day. So, you know, there's some things that you really need to do to prepare for this. First is start hydrating. I know it sounds crazy, but you really got to hydrate. And I would do this several days before. If you are a person that gets cramps, like leg cramps or something like that after you've skated that many games, get yourself a bottle of quinine water and start drinking that, like especially at night after you finish skating. But you have to, you've got to make sure you've got food with you, whether it's something, like energy bars, trail mix, a peanut butter sandwich, whatever you kind of need to get through the weekend, because, you could be there for 3 straight games, maybe 4 straight games. That's kind of unusual. They try to give you three in a row, a break, and then 3 more. But, any chance you can get to get some relaxation, rest, some stretching, even after you've done your 3 games, if you can stretch, it makes a world of difference for you going back to the next set of games. So, it's tough. I mean, when you're out there, you're working pretty much, you might be on the ice for 3 to 4.5 hours straight with ice cuts. And, you've got to prepare for that. Some other things, make sure you bring extra clothing. Especially the undergarments. Having a dry T-shirt between games is a really nice feeling, that you're not going back out in that cold rink soaking wet. So, as far as that goes, I like to carry 2 sets of clothes with me. That's just kind of my norm, even if you've got a second ref jersey. And probably the best piece of advice I can give you, the most important piece of equipment in the bag, is the hair dryer. And no, it's not for the hair that I've got, of course, but it's the hair dryer, because it's a chance to dry your skates out if you can get them off. Anytime you can get the skates off between games, that's a good thing. Or during an ice cut, the dryer can help you. Your feet are going to get cold out there. You're wet. Some of these rinks are much colder. If you're in some of the buildings that we talk about from time to time, I mean, it's really cold. Things like the hair dryer, as far as being able to dry your clothes between games. Let's say you only have 1 set of clothes, or you've got 2 sets. You can use that hair dryer and dry your stuff off. It just makes you that much more comfortable out there on the ice. Even a hand warmer in your pocket may come in handy. These are just some of the things that we've seen over the years that just kind of work and make you feel a little bit better on the ice. You're going to work with probably a variety of different partners, so being on the same page with your partners is a really good idea. Would love to, see you guys working together as a team, which most of you do. But we do have some newer officials, and you may get some partners that you've never worked with before, because we have a lot of officials that come in from out of town. And with that being said, they, may not have had the opportunity to skate with them. So, you're going to be feeling them out, and they're going to be feeling you out for that first 20 minutes or whatever that you're on the ice, trying to, establish a rhythm and a standard and things of that nature. But, Fridays is a really important day. Friday sets the tone for the whole weekend. So the standard that you come up with on Friday is pretty much what the standard the teams are going to feel that they should be able to expect for all their games. including Saturday and Sunday. This is just kind of the way we do things, and working as a team is just so important, and, having the same standard. That way, if you get a different partner at the next game, you're going to be on the same page. So it really helps. We'll take some questions. Got to say hello to some people here. We've got, let's see, this is Pedalite is good too. I don't know what that is. I'm sure, maybe that's Karen. She's a trainer. She's going to tell you, what is probably better for hydrating than I can tell you. I like water number one. I like Gatorade, or, any of the sports drinks are pretty good. Whatever you can keep in your body, like, just keeping fluids in there. If you're out there and you stop sweating, that's never a good thing. Like when you're all dried up, even having some hand cream or some, something for your lips, a chapstick or something, really, really important to have. You're in that cold, you're moving up and down the ice all day long, and you get windburn out there. Those are some things that can add to a little comfort later on. So how long are timeouts? 30 seconds or a minute? How's Frankie doing? Hey, Alan. Timeouts are, 30 seconds or 60 seconds. It's whenever you blow the whistle and bring them back. Ideally, you would get that in your tournament rules. They will say, and it's usually 1 60-second timeout, and that's allowed per game. And, for those of you that aren't aware of this, if a team does take a timeout and, once they return, once they line up, there is no timeout. The other team can't call another timeout. If they want to call their timeout back-to-back, they need to do it while they're on the break. They need to let you know right up front. So, playing that game of let's get everybody lined up and then we'll call timeout, that doesn't work, okay? Let's see. Make sure you have an extra whistle in your bag. Yes, that's absolutely correct. More so than your bag, probably better to have it in your pocket, of course, okay? What's up there, Max? What's your tolerance on coaches till you kick them out of the game? It shouldn't be any different at any game that you do. I mean, first of all, we need to be a little thick-skinned out there, in my opinion. But, you've got teams that are traveling in from all over the country. They've traveled, major miles to get here, and it's a great expense for them. And I don't think you really want to have that team out there without their coach if you can avoid it. And I think the coaches understand that. I mean, sure, sometimes they're trying to get their team riled up and get them going or whatever the case may be. But be professional. At all costs, be professional. Come out looking like, you're the bigger person. If the coach is unhappy, I get it. If he's got a question, answer his question. There's nothing wrong with asking a question and giving them an answer. But, it is... Do you what is your question? If you have a question, I'll answer it. Telling me that you're a terrible referee, that's not a question. At that point, you can just move on. And that's if they continue, give them a warning. After you've given them a warning, then you can give them a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's where 601 kicks in. And if that persists, you guys know the drill. But I don't think you're doing anybody a service by trying to get those people out of the game sooner than later. It's always better to have them there. I mean, they can still control their teams and coach their teams, and that's what the players need. They need their coach on the bench. So that's, a little bit of advice from me anyway. I'm sure if Brad was here today, he'd tell you the same thing. But looks like he's there in the other one because it's got his name on it. I haven't changed that out. I guess I should take that off, huh? I'm running 2 pictures here, basically. Let's do this. I will change this up, and we'll do a different camera angle. And now we'll get 2 of me. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, so, that's just a few of the things. This is going to be kind of a quick show today. Brad had some things come up kind of last minute, so I know he's tied up doing some things. But, I want to get you guys prepared for a very busy, big weekend. And I know a lot of you, this may be the first time you've skated this event or an event like it. It is, like the biggest tournament that we have during the course of the season for fall. So all things lead up to this. And you're going to see some really good hockey. And you want to let these guys play some really good hockey and have that opportunity. But, when you have situations that warrant appropriate penalties, then you need to assess them. That's the way it works. Player safety is paramount. That's the number one priority for all of us, is to make sure we keep those players safe out there, and that we can manage the game. And good game management comes from working with the coaches, working with your partner, and keeping things moving. The faster you guys get pucks down on the ice, the better off you're going to be, because when play is happening, you don't hear a lot of chirping, okay? Everybody's focused on the game. It's when the puck is not down, when you're between faceoffs, that's when you start to, hear chirping if it's going to happen. But showing good hustle out there, come prepared to work, guys. If you're going to go out there and this is your, first time out there, remember, we shine between whistles. That's our opportunity when we're retrieving an icing, or, we're hustling a puck back to our partner. That's when we can shine and look good, and, work with your partner, spot those face-offs appropriately, make the right calls, make sure your face-off locations are in the proper areas. Hustling with the puck, good face-offs, getting that puck down flat in a timely manner, and being consistent with the players. I mean, if you're lining the teams up for the face-off and you're dropping the puck, if you have one standard and then all of a sudden your partner has a different standard, it's not really good. You guys should still be on like the same page. That's the way to work out there. So Ron says, miss this stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, Ron, it's really easy. You can get back out here anytime, my friend. And Joe Prescott, an old saying and a true saying. What is it, Joe? You got to type it in faster or put it all in one paragraph so we can put it up here. But, Joe, for those of you who don't know Joe is legendary. He has been around doing this for, far longer than me and most other people, as for that matter. This is only like my 13th season. So that's a few things that I'd like to talk about just for getting ready for CCM weekend. And I did want to let you guys know that we got a really special show for next week with having AHI board members that are coming on the show. So prepare your questions. They are coming here to be very open and explain things, how they operate, why they do things a certain way. Rulings. If you have questions on any of this stuff, or you have somebody that's going to have questions on this, have them tune in. I mean, you can get a live response. That is what they are coming on for next week, so that they can share information that a lot of people ask on a regular basis, and maybe they don't, get the personal touch. You're getting an email, it's not personal. This way, they're going to be on the camera, they're going to be in the room together, and they will answer your questions. So again, that's next Monday, 5:30 p.m. And then we have another special show planned a couple weeks down the road. We're going to have a Tier 1 coach in here and a Tier 2 coach, and they're going to explain some of the differences and some of the ways that you can, develop to move up the ranks if you're playing, say, Central States and you want to play AAA. Or, what is your next step from AAA? What is the, the path to success in one of those organizations, and what they do, and, how they will help you achieve your goals. If you wanted to play D1 college hockey, or if you wanted to go play juniors, they are going to be able to explain some of that stuff better than I could ever dream of doing, because actually one of them played professional hockey for a long time. So those are some of the people that we will be having here. And here's Joe with his other comment. There are 40 playing rules. If you use 39 of them well, you'll avoid using the first one, and the first one is 601. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe. If you control your game properly and you manage your game properly, using those rules, then you usually eliminate 601, which is awesome. All right. If anybody's got any questions, you guys want to pop them in the chat here. I'd be happy to go through some of these things. Or if you got a topic you want to talk about, love to hear about it, and we will address some of those things. If we don't do it today, we might just do a special show on some of these things that you put up. I know hockey season's underway. Mr. Bedard got his first goal as a Blackhawk in his own building, which is, of course, the United Center. So I'm pretty excited for him for that. And I know the rest of the Chicagoland area is very excited, because the ratings are going through the roof for Mr. Bedard and his homecoming here to Chicago and all that good stuff. So All right. Well, with that being said, those are a couple things I just wanted to cover because we may not have a chance to do that next week with regard to CCM and the World Invitational. If you haven't already signed up for games, get in there, sign up for games. There's a lot of games still available. Take an extra game if you can. I know the schedulers would greatly appreciate that. And Joe says hello to everybody. Hello to you, Joe. Glad you could be here. Hope everyone is healthy. He says yes, hopefully so. And hopefully everybody will stay healthy because that's a lot of skating that we're going to be doing in the next couple weeks. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of close it up here if anybody doesn't have anything else for me. Appreciate you guys joining us. I know this is kind of a quick one today, kind of an in and out, but we won't be able to cover this subject next week. So let's do it today. And that's it. So stay safe, start hydrating, get stretched out, prepare for the weekend. This is not something you want to just jump in and do 6 games a day if you haven't been doing it and you're not prepared. So and it's just really good advice. As far as equipment goes, again, bring extra stuff if you have it. Bring your extra whistle, bring your water bottles, bring your lunch. Come prepared. You never know. You can't really leave until your partners show up for the next game. So you could do your 3 games and you think you're going to get your break, and all of a sudden somebody's running late because of traffic. And I don't know if you've witnessed it so far this season, but there is a lot of traffic, a lot of construction going on in the Chicagoland area, especially on the interstate. So, don't leave until your partner has arrived. Get that game started if you have to and work together just so all the games are covered and, things run smoothly. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. I'll tell you to be safe out there. We'll see you next Monday, 5:30 p.m. right here on the Ref Room. On behalf of our referee-in-chief, who's not with us today, Brad Baumruck, I'm Scott Smokin Silz. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next Monday, 5:30 p.m. right here. All right, everybody, peace.